to the Father. That yearning that you have, that emptiness, that void, is not for more stuff. It's not for more friends. It is a return to the Father, because there's no way you can return to God and be angry at your earthly father. So thank you all so much, right? People around the world donated to Bond at rebuildingtheman.com, or they call 800-411-2663, and we're still committed to pointing the right way for men and women to return to the Father. So I asked the question, are you better than a child molester? I've discovered over the 30 years of counseling, the one thing that's missing, and I think because it's not taught in the homes or talked about, we don't have examples of it, right, is love. Our theme this year is to bring back Christianity, to love God with all our heart, soul, and might, our neighbor as ourselves, and to endure. And there, when you're in a fallen state, people will judge the molester but think they're better than the molester. And I ask, well, why do you think you're better? When I realized it doesn't matter what you think about yourself, or how much you have or don't have, or how you accomplish things in life or don't. If you have no love, you have nothing. We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven. Isn't he Mexican?
Colombian.
He calls himself American.
What is this?
Anchor Baby.
And in this corner, it's the American Anchor Baby.
Daddy's home.
That's an offensive term. People find that hurtful.
You mean it's not politically correct? Excuse me. I'll use the word anchor baby. You know, he's an anchor baby in Canada.
Tell him we still rolling with Trump, too.
Anchor baby, the whole thing sounds horrific. You're just making it sound like immigrants are these horrific, greedy people.
Ustedes pueden aceptar mi negocio o aceptar las consecuencias. Plata o plomo.
So you would be considered white, in my opinion.
You the blackest one in this room.
I think so.
And what happened was his mama got pregnant on the other side of the border, and then a few hours before, just before it was time for him to pop out, she jumped across the border and let him fall on American soil. So he became the anchor baby. You don't call him the anchor baby for nothing. Amazing.
We like this anchor baby, right?
Hello, I'm the American Anchor Baby, and this is my show. Thank you for tuning in here on this fine Tuesday. It's a pleasure to be back here with all of you on this fine Tuesday. Welcome, everybody. I'm the American Anchor Baby. Okay, I got a bit of a show for you, and so it's nice to be here, to be back with all of you. What can I say? If you got stuff on your mind, you could call into the show. You know the number, 888-775-3773. But I'm a little... To be honest, I'm a little thrown off by this username business, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. This username crud in the chat when YouTube is bothering me. So we're going to have to, I don't know, see if we could deal with that. I don't know. We'll deal with it. We'll see what we could do. Because how can I say these names? I'm not going to be saying these names, but it's a pleasure to have you here. Welcome, everybody. Let's move on from the username thing. Welcome all my viewers on YouTube, on rumble.com/American Anchor Baby, on punchy.tv/Anchor Baby. Okay, we got a bit of a show for you today. I don't want to get into it. There's some news and all that, but I think we're going to get global today. I mean, we're going to get maybe what's it called? Appropriating, they call it. Maybe not anymore. Look, I like the cultures, and they're all coming here, and there's interesting things about them, okay? I'm actually familiar in a more advanced way than many of you, okay? And so I'm here to bring you some of that insight, some of that knowledge, some of that some of those facts, and maybe some truth in the middle of it all. They got refugees. Like, we'll get into it. Like, there's news and stuff to get into. I want to bring up cruising with Newsom again. That's because something funny about that. And it's interesting, okay? JD and Newsom, what a Chad. What a total Chad. I just didn't know if you've seen him like as a young man, right? But whatever. I may have even learned a little bit about food here, indigenous food. America has indigenous food, maybe. Let me not hype it up too much. That was more of a joke, but we'll get into it, okay? 888-775-3773. You got something on your mind, something you want to talk about, you could definitely call in. 888-775-3773. And don't be rude. Click the like button. You're in the chat. Say hello. Leave a little comment. And, yeah, don't be rude. Leave a comment. Check settings. I thought I did. Check the settings. I'll try. I'll do that later. What good does it do you? And what good does it do you worrying about usernames? Well, clearly none. Okay, but I can't help myself. It's a spiritual battle. I can't even address you. It's okay. It's okay. Serious question, American Anchor Baby. What is wrong with the younger guys not willing to work hard and actually do something productive? All I see is internet brain rot everywhere. Interesting question. Nugget Man, you're saying thanks AI? Look, we might actually get into that. It's so interesting that you bring this up. Are you looking at my packet? Am I showing my show? Construction. Who wants to work 9 hours in construction? I will get to that. There was actually someone going viral. Did we see the same video, Nugget Man? I bet this guy listens to Nickelback. All right. What's wrong with Nickelback? I just know it from childhood. They made fun of it. Anyways, welcome to the show. We'll get to that, Nugget Man. 9 hours in construction. Someone going viral. But, it's a fine question. Another thing, though. You're saying all I see is internet brain rot everywhere. Well, where are you seeing it? You're seeing it on your phone? When you say internet brain rot, what do you mean? Like, maybe you mean in their speech or something, okay? But if you're seeing it like on your phone, and your content, whatever you're looking at, I mean, is that you? Maybe a little bit. Are you attracting it somehow? Anyways, but anyways, look at this photograph. That's the song. That's what I remember that from. Is this brain rot? That's how I know that. Just kind of like snippets. Call it brain rot. Okay, one thing on my mind, one thing a little bit on my mind maybe before some of this stuff here. Maybe even piggybacking, okay? Off the fellas, they hate get on. Look, the apocalypse, women running things. I'm just seeing like, without even having to get into it, look, details, but like I'm seeing like nasty. I'm seeing these people. I'm seeing people come back out of obscurity, maybe. Or somewhat obscurity, coming back, doing a podcast. I'm seeing this other woman going all over, being real emotional about the tough time she's going through when when it was someone in her life that went through something. I'd say a lot more terrible in a sense, but what I'm getting at is I've seen these women. They come out, they get on the cameras, and it's like they shouldn't have been doing that. And these are Christian conservative women, and the first thing, what do they do when they get on the camera and they come back on? Let me get back on the scene. It's nasty attacking, just nasty attacking, and these are conservative Christians. And I see the other conservative Christian women in their comments go like, "Hey, I got you, girl. I got your back. I got your back." And then I see the men. "Oh, you're looking good, girl. Welcome back." And it's just nasty attacking, though. And I'm like, man, this is the apocalypse. This is the apocalypse. Just like hyenas. But anyways, if you want to see the apocalypse now, oh my gosh, what a word. See, the Border Patrol, anybody signing up to be a CBP officer, by the way, amazing opportunities I'm hearing. And if there's a time to do it, maybe it's now with the president. I'm hearing there's jobs open, okay? U.S. Customs Border Protection needs you. And I've been thinking about it, by the way. I'm busy here, right? But imagine with our newfound abilities here, our IRL backpack. Do we need that much gear? I don't know. I've thought about this a bit. Applying to be a Customs Border Protection agent, whatever, and streaming, somehow documenting it. I bet you someone's already on it. There's already MAGA influencers on it, maybe. But I definitely thought it would have been funny and interesting for my viewers. Although it's an important job, it should be probably take it seriously. But your country needs you. Your country needs you to protect the border. I hear there's jobs opening, and they got the ads here. Looking for a stable career that makes a huge difference. CBP officers are proof that you can have it all. Be an officer of purpose. Join the mission, folks. She's going to catch them all. Oh, no. There's something about this that's wrong. I mean, look. I wonder if the comments have already gotten interesting. I should probably be careful scrolling this. Hold on. Women should... Oops. Okay. Okay. Post pictures of white guys for once. I'm too old now to join, but I support you 10,000%. No such thing. Dr. Wu. Women of law enforcement. Oh, no. What's this? Women are not meant to be police officers. If only you knew how buck-broken you really are. I think I should disclaim that. This is beyond me, folks. This is beyond my expertise. Someone's going to have to help me decipher this one. What am I seeing here? So, they're seeing maybe the ridiculousness of this too, right? It's everywhere. It's everywhere. So, I don't call it whatever you want. It's just something I wanted to say. But whatever. People were talking about it. This morning. Whatever. Look. It's put it like just simply, right? The country's not getting better is all I'm saying. With the order upside down, with things being run the way they are. Look, you get it. the ladies of I looked into it. You guys are looking into it. Hey, I'm hearing it's not a bad idea. If I get fired, I'm joining. Blonde versus MS-13 sounds diabolical. It doesn't make sense. Okay. But anyways, look, is it true? Is this really true? 85% of the world's refugees are Muslim. That's what some people are saying. Usha, not Usha Vance. Cute Usha, not this one. I don't know. Anyways, maybe she's cute too, right? Because she's on our side, right? She's revealing the 85% of the world's refugees are Muslims. she was being fact-checked by the mainstream media. Get to that in a second, but it did strike me when I saw it, right? I'm like, 85% of the world, this is the meme you saw. Well, it wasn't, can you call this a meme? Infographic. Approximately 85% of the world's refugees are Muslims, but they don't seek asylum in the 56 Muslim countries. They only seek asylum in the non-Muslim countries. I mean, fudge the numbers. I mean, some of that is just absolutely true, no? Even if it's not 85. Now, let's see where I put that. Thought I had some more info on this, but this is, it was the fact-checking. They were fact-checking this. Is this, thank you, George Floyd meme, I think. I don't know what that is. Someone explain that one to me. Here we go. 85% they're saying. And she was saying this too, this lady. Other tweets expressing the same thing. They don't go to other Muslim countries. They all come here. What's up with the Muslim countries? Now, the fact check, if I remember, it's like, it's like not 85, but they make a really good point about how the vast majority of countries, like a whole bunch of the countries that are in trouble, that are seeking asylum, are the Muslim countries. So let's see if we got a little footage here. Yes, we do. We have footage, I believe. Some clip here.
Portuguese Chega Party, which is known for its...
Oh, yeah. It was this far right party over in Portugal making everybody look bad now. Talking about this. So they're fact-checking it.
Are 85% of the world's refugees really Muslim? A politician from the far-right Portuguese Chega Party, which is known for espousing anti-migrant views, alleged online that 85% of refugees are Muslim. He also claimed that instead of seeking asylum in other Muslim countries, they choose to flee to the West. Now, according to the UN's refugee agency, the global refugee population, including people in need of international protection, reached nearly 42.7 million in 2024. However, it is difficult to access precise and up-to-date breakdowns of refugees' religions. This is due to wars, economic crises, and natural disasters impacting the makeup of the global refugee population. Within Europe, Germany was the European country which hosted the most refugees in 2024. Government research from 2021 revealed that over a 6-year span, 69.7% of refugees in Germany were Muslim, but these figures predate Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Now, the latest data from the UN's refugee agency revealed that...
So where there are wars, basically, where there are wars, there are refugees, and then the countries that accept refugees, that's where they go. And they go where there's the resources and all that. And so you got Ukrainian refugees, right? Kind of offsetting things because there's war over there.
Nearly 7 out of 10 of all refugees and people in need of international protection came from these 5 countries in 2024. Although a country may have a majority Muslim population, this does not mean that all refugees who originate from there are Muslim. The main religion in Syria, Afghanistan, and South Sudan is Islam. However, Ukrainians and Venezuelans alone made up nearly 1/3 of all refugees and other people in need of international protection.
So you get it. It makes sense. Where there's the crisis, that's where you're going to get most of them. And it's in this very article they talk about the refugees. Here it is. In addition, 69.7% of the refugees that these Western countries accepted were Muslim. So they're, 65 or 85, maybe not 85, right? But it's one of those things. It's a lot of people, right? So they fact checked it, but it's a lot of people. and they come here, right? Now, where was this? Oh, yeah. Omar Fateh. Look at this guy. You've seen this guy. We definitely talked about him before. Now, where the heck is this again? Where they put all the Somalis. Is it Minnesota? Where's Omar Fateh running? Minnesota. Welcome to America. Oh, sorry. That did to you again. Not funny.
Yeah.
Bahame.
Virginia qabooba lagu dhalay
Virginia.
laakiin waan adopt gareynay siidarna wax badan ma joogine ma soo dhashayn congresswoman dhashayn
Congresswoman, I heard that one.
Yeah.
siidarna
Yeah.
ka baxnay hadaba Umar waa ka xumahayo Virginia qabooba lagu dhalay
And hey, that's a language of a people. Why are you're just saying evil? You're just gonna say evil because it just sounds like that? That's the chat, folks. That's crazy. It's Arabic, not evil. Okay, it's maybe Arabic. Actually, I don't know. But whatever. Look, I was just showing you some of the facts, I guess. I see calls coming, by the way. I'll get to you. 888-775-3773. And someone had brought up this honor killing thing on my show the other day. We barely had looked into it, but you might be familiar with this story out of Washington. So what's going on is they claim, so some young lady having trouble with her parents, okay, that it manifests deeply, like culturally, it's a cultural rift. You could gather some details from the whole thing, and then some video came, and then there was this claim that the parents were abusing the lady, right? But more than abusing her, they were plotting to kill her, which culminated in this video. It was caught on camera where they had put hands on this girl, dragging her around a little bit. It's hard to see, really. Didn't really watch it personally, but that was the alleged attempt to honor kill, as they put it, this teen identified only as Fatima. The parents were pretty much clear to that in this one of attempted murder. A Muslim teenager who was nearly strangled by her Iraqi parents in an apparent honor killing plot blasted them as monsters as they were sentenced. They were sentenced. They were previously accused of trying to kill her. And they quote what the young lady was saying to her parents. You think I'm a disgusting human being? Well, I think you're a disgusting monster. This is the father in question, and the parents, both accused. Yeah, how can you call yourself a father? You tried to kill me. My dad tried to kill me with his own hands. These are the accusations. But the parents were acquitted of the attempted murder charges. They did get all this other stuff, though, like some assaulting. And he's getting I think he might be getting some. The judge imposed the maximum sentence for the charges of assault and unlawful imprisonment. 20 months for the father, just under a year for the mother. So they're going to be seeing some time. And anyways, there's these details where she ran away from home. It's definitely a culture shock, I'm sure. But like I was saying earlier, I have some experience with this. I was telling you guys how growing up, my sister had a friend. And I had seen her I saw her a lot. And I was like, I swear this was like a big story even. This honor killing of some young girl. Yeah. In Mississauga, Ontario. The murder of Aqsa Parvez. Aqsa Parvez? Pakistani girl. Mississauga, Ontario. And, whatever. There was the details are, let me try and move a little faster here. Because, I remember them trying to say that this was not Muslim or religious or honor killing or anything like that. I remember them saying that that's like a racist. And even in this article, even in here in this, you can see in this Wikipedia thing how Islamic leaders claim that it was only a case of domestic violence, right? Just a father mad at his daughter. But it's interesting that in Canada, right, liberal, modern and trying to be, politically correct to keep some status quo going because everyone's going to live together, even if the politicians and leaders aren't doing all that. So to keep that kind of going, even in that world, they called it this honor killing. They gave it this designation. You understand? This judge, Superior Court Justice Bruce Durno, quoted here, finding it profoundly disturbing that a 16-year-old could be murdered by a father and brother for the purpose of saving family pride. And the evidence for that, it was some allegations of some comments, or I believe it was some text. I forget how concrete it was, whatever. But the father and brother were talking about how embarrassing and dishonorable or whatever their daughter's actions were, which were, not liking wearing the hijab and other things I heard. Personally, and I don't know, I'm not legally bound by anything. I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. Personally, she was my sister's friend. It was something about a boy. So, something about a boy, and then, you got that culture. Anyways, look, these are just like facts and details, but consider the context here, right? Where it's arriving. I know you don't want it. You don't need me to tell you this. I know you don't want it, but I'm wondering if I find it interesting, so I'm sharing here a little bit, okay? A little bit of cultural enrichment, huh? A little bit of cultural enrichment. So, anyways, what else did I want to say about this? It's a mess, whatever. Muslim refugees, honor killings, they come here. They got the Gaza thing. And it's got to end, right? It's got to end. Who was saying this? Was it Marjorie Taylor? Somebody was saying that they're already bringing Palestinians here, right? And what can I say? I mean, call it a cost or something, but a lot of people in the right wing aren't happy with that. And I can understand that. I can definitely understand that. So whatever. 888-775-3773. Yeah, that's it on that. Muslim refugees, honor killings. Blah. That's our cultural enrichment. We're going to fly off to somewhere else here in a moment. I want to get to William, though. California, man. Thank you for your call. You're on the air.
Yeah. Hey, Nick, to answer our friend out there in Kansas, Robert, about the homeless on what to do with them.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I think
that's right. So I had a call, if I may, Robert called. He was he was actually responding a bit to your call.
One of his,
we were talking about the homeless. He was saying he's saying there has to be a solution. So you got to put him somewhere, basically. But go ahead.
I didn't mean to try to interrupt you.
No problem.
No pun intended.
I thought I'd give the people a little rundown
give
of what
an update. Okay, to be honest with you, that's one of his most sensible calls, down to earth calls, and good question.
Great
question. Sure. I think, Robert, you have no other choice but to criminalize homeless, because if you keep allocating funds to the homeless organizations, you're not going to do anything but keep all these liberals with those more than are they above average paying jobs? The top ones are. They're ridiculously high. But then below them is a lot of minimum wage workers. None of those programs work. But now he was saying, I think what he's trying to say is cultivating group or something to build something, like put them to use.
That's right.
Sounds like a good idea, but the thing about that in this day and time, we're not in the 1970s or 60s. I would say out of the whole country that's homeless, which is in the millions, I wouldn't even think that 10% of them would be in condition to work. And anything you build would probably not be nothing but putting a lot more money into something that doesn't, again, work. So maybe criminalizing it like what Trump is doing in Washington, maybe that's the best answer, is to just not have it available anymore. You can't be homeless. You can't crap on the street. You can't do this. You can't do drugs in the open.
I definitely like but you got to do it mentality. And someone with that mentality, I think, would make it work. You know, start small.
Probably don't.
Start small and work with what you got. And you're going to have those that are just going to, you just can't. Like, they're deranged. Like Robert was saying, they're just deranged and injured and it's just not possible. And then you just kind of work with what you got. You might need a tough guy for that.
There is a percentage of those homeless people that can make it on their own if you take all of these handouts away. They will swim. Some of them.
I believe it.
But not many.
Yeah, you say you're thinking you have the mentality they're stuck. They're just like that.
They're too far gone on that juice. That new drug that they got out, it's all synthetic. It's got people nodding out on the street, sleeping on concrete. It's something we've never had before. Eating out of garbage cans. You see what they're doing out there with this stuff. Maybe criminalizing it is the answer. I like his idea of a cultivation camp, build something that we need. But I just don't think there's that many of those people that are able to work in the condition that they're in.
Well, I think before we would even be able to find that out, we would need some force involved there, and I think the public is not happy with that.
To find out.
There's some force involved in that. Society is just that's a tough conversation, I think, right now. Still.
Well, it is tough because that means you got to get everybody off the sidewalk and make them stand straight up to see who's actually in condition to do something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I can guarantee you it's not that big of a number because they're so far gone on this stuff. They're very sick people by now.
Well, I think you could be the body can be a little resilient. We just need to do a little this and that. It's got to be like force. It's got to be a little bit of force, a little bit of force. Call it boot camp, and that's a tough conversation, right? So I really think that's first to be addressed. And that's why it's got to be men running things. That'd be a lot easier that way.
Yeah. These countries that you were showing a few minutes ago, like these Somalians and Muslim countries, it is true. They are all migrating to non-Muslim countries.
Yeah.
Which should tell you where they're coming from, whether it be Africa, the Middle East, or even some parts of Asia, that they're not treating their people very well. That's why you see these big numbers of refugees going into these non-Muslim countries. But as far as that Somali group that they got up in Minnesota, they need to go somewhere with that because, we're not going to capitulate to that type of living, not here in this country. And I think this country is probably one of the first ones to try to weed all of that crap out. Like we've started already to get rid of DEI, hiring, and wokeness. We're the first ones to try to shut that down. And that just happened with our greatest president, Donald Trump.
Good thing it's happening. I mean, it's one of those things. It's going to be like years, kind of years to see.
It's going to be a long job.
Exactly, to see these kinds of things. It's a generational thing.
Yeah.
So, it's like you got to wait for the next generation to kind of grow up, be the workers, kind of see how that's going to turn out.
But it's a good question. Robert, he put out a good point, and I see where his heart is on it, but would it actually work in reality is the question. And it's also billions of dollars you got to pour into these people. So is that going to turn into another bad investment?
I bet you it was different when it wasn't exacerbated. If you just everybody else was doing their job better, then it would maybe justify a little charity and they have their job. Because it's not, when you think about it, the churches, the charity, whatever, not welfare. I guess in my mind that's something else. Welfare and all that. But charity, it's like, it's not even their job to fix somebody, right? They're just like feeding
kind of crazy.
the people that are just destitute, etc. And if that were just kept small enough because everybody else is doing their job fine and the government's not pushing crap, telling men to be weak, then you could have the charity. In my mind, that's how I slice it.
I mean, it's
or the
very
charity
easy
slash
for me to
insane
be-
asylum. But go ahead, you were saying.
It's very easy for me to be charitable with your money.
That's true.
You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying personally like this. Is just an
But it's just like
example.
when you compare what's being spent and like all this money,
Right.
and we pay these taxes anyways, right?
NGO
Someone was trying to break down this
programs
to me, like just like basic
Yeah.
charity compared to like his welfare and the bloated systems, how
Yeah, it's
cheap
out
it
of-
could
out of
be.
control.
It's
Yeah,
like,
it's out of
you know,
control.
Then it kind of makes
Yeah.
sense. It would be a lot cheaper than like this refugee program and like these wars and whatever.
I want you to pull up this video, and since it's Men's History Month, I want to give a salute to Ronald Reagan. Pull up this video of Ronald Reagan slapping Angie Dickerson in a movie.
You said
Pull
what?
that up real quick.
Ronald
And
Reagan.
Ronald Reagan pimp slapping Angie Dickerson. Pull that
Angie.
video up real quick. Yeah, the actress.
Oh, Men's History Month. We got Ronald Reagan.
Pull up,
I've
pull
never
up
seen
Ronald
this.
Reagan
I've never seen this.
slapping Angie Dickerson into reality.
I have to disavow the title of this YouTube video.
You can disavow the title and show it. It's not dirty. Don't,
No,
you
it's
don't have
not.
to be scared.
But Ronald
No,
Reagan be slapping a bitch, is what it says here.
You get back to the
It's
hotel
just
and
what
stay
it's-
there.
I like it here.
Go on, get moving.
I said, I like it here.
Well, I can change that in a hurry.
Wow. It made her spin.
Every time.
That's on TV. So that's like a movie.
That's a movie. So, how I know Donald Trump is doing good is when I told James, when your trolls call in.
Yeah.
And that little dig right there was for the little dig yesterday for you, Maze. That's you. You're Angie Dickerson. Every time you open your mouth, you lie. And because of time, I'm done. It's cool.
We're going to leave it at that. Let's leave that for her husband. If he had to do that, we're not putting hands on Maze.
It's not physically. It's
I know.
figuratively.
I know.
That's what you get.
It's a tit for tat thing. She called you out here, and it's a thing.
Little sneaky little dig. You ain't even smart enough to dig.
It's a tit for tat thing.
I'll make you famous and make you a clip, Maze.
I don't think
mess
I've
with
honestly
me.
ever seen a slap like that in any movie.
You
Let me think. Let me really think. I don't think I've ever seen a woman slap like that.
Is that a great scene or what?
And
His
it's
eyes,
just an
his
amazing slap.
delivery.
It's just like well done. Yeah, it's like very loud and makes her spin.
Did
Like
you
it
see
was.
his eyes?
What
Delivery?
happened right before this that caused this slap? I mean, she's just being quite
Well, he's getting
obstinate
ready-
here.
Get moving.
They're gangsters. They get ready to rob
Oh, okay.
and
Cool.
and Reagan is the kingpin.
See, kids, that's what gangsters do, not Christians.
Shot caller. He's the shot caller.
Yeah, exactly. One more time. Thanks, William.
I
Appreciate it,
said-
man. Call me again.
Take care.
I like it here.
Well, I can change that in a hurry.
She's buckling. All right. Ronald Reagan was an actor, right? 888-775-3773. You're saying bad. No, chat. We respect chat. No. 888-775-3773. Which vehicle first? I want to get right back to my calls here. Just one moment. But I had already mentioned this one yesterday. You're familiar with Singh, our Harjinder Singh, whose stony face, as a family of three. I don't know if it's a family. I forget, but it's a minivan of three, plowed into his truck. His expressionless face of possibly just slightly inconvenienced. A face of just slight inconvenience is what I added, possibly. As he looked at this van just plow itself into his truck because he was trying to do a little U-turn, Oh, darn, I missed my exit. And, you know, it's like you see these, you've been on these highways maybe, and you see those like for the service cars for police. Now those are a lot more tempting, right? I bet you it's like you hit a Yui on that maybe, but I think it's on a highway. I think even the most you know, kind of shrewd bender of the rules here. Let me get a quick. American would avoid that because it's a highway, right? Cars going fast. Like, it has to be like no cars. It is daytime. It's not even that, right? I'm just kind of messing around. Takes this Yui, kills those people. Look, you're familiar with the story. We're learning that, yeah, I mean, these people are usually well documented. That's the funny thing. They know the government's aware. They're giving them bail and everything. They know their name. They're like, okay, sir, we're deporting you. And he's all like, no, I'm scared. I'm scared of being sent home. Harjinder Singh crossed into California from Mexico and was promptly detained 2018, earned himself a little asylum case because he was saying he had a fear of returning to his home nation. So, yeah, officials accepted his claims. He's got this asylum claim, right? I'm reading here, Singh was freed on a $5,000 immigration bond. I have to assume here he had like $5,000. I have to assume something here. Is that how that works? I forget how that works. Is it that he only pays a percentage of that? Where it's like if you're on $1 million bail, you know, it's like you only pay 100,000 of it, bond or something. So did he only have to pay maybe like $500 or $50 here? Did he not have to pay anything at all? Look, I'm reading what the article said. It said he was freed on a $5,000 immigration bond. I'll let you figure that one out for me, chat. Help me out. It sounds like he maybe had some money. Traveling man, I'm a refugee. Also, I'd like one of those, please. Sure, asylum, $5,000. Sure, sign me up and let me get a. Yeah, let me also get a double mocha latte. Let me get a matcha latte. I don't know. Thank you, America. So I'm bringing him up, right? We got a new test for you. All right, chat. If you fail this, ICE is coming to your home. We're going to be doing a little bit of investigation. Which vehicle goes first? All right, chat, which vehicle goes first here? I blame the other drivers not noticing the giant truck. It's one of those things, man. You know, it's hard to tell distances sometimes in these videos and all that. And, you know, speeds. You're seeing this truck all the way to the rightmost lane. You're almost incredulous. I don't know. I was trying to watch the video, see if I could see any braking. I'm not saying I didn't or did see. That car slams into the truck fast. Maybe they weren't looking. You know, it's the phones. People on their phones. It's crazy. Especially on the highway. But whatever. Look, maybe you're incredulous. Is this really happening? Is this truck just maybe changing lanes here? Maybe this truck is... No, this truck is going it's going totally lateral. It's making it... And you're dead. I don't know, man. So, you got... Okay, Chad is saying, Chad can't drive. No, Chad can drive. You guys are right. This is good. You guys are very correct. I know it's the stop. I know the yield sign. The yield sign is a little... I don't know if I've ever seen a road configuration in such a way with a yield sign here instead of like a stop sign. But you guys are right. You guys are right. You guys can drive. Yeah, you guys are good. You guys are good. Now, without any Googling, without any looking this up, the way I explained... Now, I'll admit, I had to look an aspect of this up a while ago because someone had asked me, what do you do in this situation? And I realized I didn't quite know how to explain it. Turns out I've been operating the correct way the whole time, so. But, you know, you obviously let two go first. This is the main road, and this is the, like, stop sign road going onto the main road. This person, number 3, car 3, wants to turn left. Turn left onto this road. So, of course, this car's got to wait for this main car to go. Then you can go, why does 3 go before 1? this is the situation I had to look up. What do you do if you're on one of these main roads, right? And you're trying to take a left off into the side road, but there's someone already waiting here. Who goes first? The person on the main road. Getting off the main road goes first. Okay, you're good. ICE is not coming to your home. This is not the third world. We have standards. We do not drive like this, and he should be held accountable to the fullest extent. You know what's funny? Somewhere in these comments, people are already bringing up the Indian guy. And this was like about, okay, come on. That's just, come on. Can we be a little bit more high IQ? I laughed, although I did instantly laugh. That has to be a reference to the Indian truck driver. Oh, by the way, we don't live in a third world country. There's a bunch of people who got it wrong. Okay. They're like, duh, obviously one. The car doesn't have a stop sign, people. Just a yield sign. It can probably make it through. So it's like saying, yeah, it's not a stop sign. Just, it's not telling you to stop. You just have to kind of yield. Just go faster if you can beat the car here. So yeah, people getting it wrong. ICE, I hope ICE is in the comments. They got the curry truck. Anyways, there it is. There it is. Good question. Good question. Now, chat, if you're an Indian truck driver, a illegal migrant Indian truck driver who got their CDL in California, and you're in this situation, obviously three goes first, crashing into both 2 and 1, killing them instantly. So, amazing. Let's get to Maze out of Dayton, Ohio. How you doing, Maze? You're on the air.
Hello, Nick. How you doing today?
All is well, Maze.
I'm going to say it like this. Why don't you pull up the color purple? Well, he said, you told Harpo not to beat me?
Uh-huh.
You told Harpo to beat me? I'm going to say, Harpo told me to beat you. So Felicia Rashard's mother is still alive, which we don't know what we're talking about. Miss Krappenheimer's son is a spoiled brat, always screaming and crying about, whining about what somebody else had to say. What was said yesterday, I'm not even thinking about it today. But get yourself together and get what you're trying to talk about together. And play Ronald Reagan when he said, Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Uh-huh.
And why didn't Trump do the same thing when it came to Putin? Did he have the balls to do it?
Oh. Maze.
To stop this war?
Maze. My ears.
What? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's all good.
Yeah.
So you liked it when Reagan did that?
What?
So you liked it when Reagan did that?
That's right. He did it. And when he did it, that's why we have what we have in this country today. And you got people sitting on the sideline crying and like crybaby.
And you're going to beat them?
And
or are you going to get Harpo to beat them? The
Harpo
crybaby, right?
You.
I just want to get it straight. But okay, Harpo's going to beat the crybaby.
Take the Band-Aid off and stop crying about everybody that got a conversation, because we do have the freedom of speech for the moment. We don't know how long we're going to have it.
Right. So you shouldn't get mad at someone just freedom, especially if the freedom of speech was directed and then the person answered back. It'd be silly to get mad at that, right?
That's right. It's silly to be getting mad.
Yeah, so exactly.
And that's your anger. That's how you feel.
It's tit for tat free speech right now.
I said he must be a Mandike or something, because he has a problem with women.
You're getting what you threw out, is what I'm saying.
Excuse me?
You're getting what you put out.
What I put out,
Huh?
I can take it in and put it out and go on about until the next time I have the opportunity to do it again.
There you go.
That's the way
how
it goes.
That's how the world is. You're right. That is true, Maze. You just did.
That's what grown-ups do, not spoil brats. Spoiled brat always complain about other people and this and that. They can't take it.
So grown-ups go around inflicting hell on each other?
Yeah, that's what we hear. This grown-up person walk around here and complain about what this man said and then what this woman said, or who ugly and who hair and all this unnecessary stuff.
And then responding to that and hitting it back. That's what grown-ups do. That's just what grown-ups do, right? Just slinging hell at each other?
What?
You're describing what grown-ups do. It sounds very natural to you.
No, that's what grown-ups should do is get punches, take punches, get punches, and take punches.
Right.
And go on. Some of them can't do that.
That's being a grown-up? I want to be a kid.
Balls to do it.
Take me back to the playground. You're just saying that's what being a grown-up is life about?
You never heard me say I
punching
hate
and throwing punches and punching back?
Have you ever heard me say I hate men?
What'd you say about men?
Have you ever heard me say that I hate men?
I don't think I've ever heard you say that.
I don't think so. But you hear these Man dykes or whatever you want to call them, always talking about women, hating women and hating women and hate women.
Man dyke? Are you talking about studs?
Some people need to find them a woman or find them something.
You're talking about man dykes?
Huh?
What's that?
Ask him. He can tell you.
Are you talking
And then the
about?
lady,
Are you talking about? Are you talking about like?
and the lady that Lindsey Graham.
Are you talking about these? I don't know if you can see.
I said, you know the lady.
Are you
that
talking about
ousted-
studs, Maze?
What you say?
Are these man dykes?
Who?
Studs. I got one on the screen right now.
I guess, and the one that be calling you must be one too. I don't think they like women.
Oh, you're talking about men.
I don't think some of those kind of people. Those kind of men.
You're saying men who are like criticizing women and maybe hating them, they're kind of dykey. Is that what you're saying?
Maybe whatever.
Maybe if they're angry.
But as I was saying,
maybe if they're angry, don't you agree? Right? If they're like all mad, if they're all mad at the women, like
I ain't
mad,
mad at
would you agree with me that maybe you might call them dykey or something like that?
whatever. But I'm saying,
Whatever.
don't take your anger out on other people just because you don't have nothing to nobody.
She might know where I was going with that. Because it's like if he's a
That's your
man and
problem.
he's all mad at a girl, then he's
I'm a
basically
happy
like a
person.
girl himself, right? But I think she knew where I was going with that.
Oh, you Nick, I get house people. Not drugs, not alcohol, or none of that stuff.
What did
I
you
get
say?
house
I'm sorry.
people
can
that wear Band-Aids to help them out.
Oh, you're talking about, I missed what you said. You said you don't get high,
I'm
right?
a happy person. I get house people. If you don't understand, I'll
nice,
explain
man.
to you one day.
I don't think that about you at all. I'm just
And
saying.
so when
'cause
you
I know
have
I know there's messy people online, so.
Yeah. I'm saying about spoiled brats, that's how they do. They complain. Complain about what the men got to say, complain
Is
about
that what you're doing?
Excuse me?
Is that what you're doing?
No, I'm not.
How come?
Sometimes you
How
on
you figure?
you're on medication or something, somebody has to point you
How
out.
you figure?
Schizophrenic.
Tell me how it's not different. Tell me how it is different. Sorry.
So if somebody don't know what they're talking about in line and somebody come and correct them, is that wrong?
Well, so you'd
Well,
say what you're doing is not complaining.
Correcting people wrong.
That
You're
would
not
not
cor-
necessarily be complaining. I agree.
And that's not a complaint. If you're correcting something somebody said and then they get mad and have a little tantrums,
Hey,
like somebody care. I don't.
I don't
Nothing to me.
I don't disagree. That's not necessarily complaining. I'm just saying.
Because
I think
it's
Willie
fine.
might say the same thing.
Because everybody has
So
an
how
opinion.
is it different? How can you say
Because
for
everybody
the
has
for
an
the
opinion.
viewers, Maze, and for us?
Nick, why everybody
Because Willie might say the same thing. How is it different?
Who might say the same thing?
Somebody, not important.
When you like,
other
you don't like
people,
what somebody,
other people.
like because somebody said this. It's not for you to like. Somebody gonna learn or somebody gonna stay dumb or bright, whichever one want to say the word bright. You're
Which
gonna
one are
learn something,
you?
stay bright. And if you're not bringing the truth,
And
somebody
which
correct.
one are you, Maze?
What?
Which one are you?
I'm all of them.
Oh,
Not good enough for
You're
you.
the void. Maze is the void.
Everything.
She
That's
had-
why I'm a maze. So if you want to come into my maze, and if you can't take what I put out, you need to sit down
So
somewhere.
how many are you? How many of you are there in you then?
One. Oh, it's a lot of mazes all over the place.
But inside of you, how many?
I'm only one.
Oh, okay.
And I
Now it's
get how-
one. I thought you were all of them. Maze, what happened?
I said the maze goes everywhere. That's what I said. And when it comes to the homeless people, you got homeless
The
people all over.
labyrinth.
And you got people homeless sleeping in cars. People sleep in cars. They're not on the street. They sleep in their cars.
Nit, stop asking a question and talking over Maze when she answers. Croc, how come she's? I'll say something and she's not even talking to me. She's saying something completely different, going somewhere else. But maybe I'm being rude, Maze. How about this? What's your question or comment?
I was just giving my opinion on something somebody had to say, and I was correcting them like I did yesterday, and they didn't like it, and today they don't like it because Debbie Allen's mother is still alive. They gave her a birthday party. If you get your nose out of the TV and the YouTube, you can walk around people and then know and understand what people are doing.
But what was a lot? Is there any lies or something
So, William,
wrong said? I'm not
good enough.
understanding. Were there any lies or something wrong?
Bigger.
Was there a lie or something wrong said that
It was
you
a
can
lie.
address, please, Maze?
I don't know if her mother is alive or not. Her mother is their mother's alive.
Say again, Maze. What are you addressing a lie right now?
Yeah, I'm addressing something somebody didn't know what they were talking.
Go ahead.
talking about.
Start again for
Hold on.
me. You were saying.
Just flapping the two things that's not lips. Just flapping them.
And
That's
what
what they do.
did they lie with that lip slapping? What was the lie? Address
That's
it,
not-
Maze.
I think
The
I was
floor is
correct.
yours.
I was correcting somebody said that Debbie Allen, the mother, was dead. She's alive.
Oh yeah, so explain that one to me. Help me out with there.
I
You
just
said
told you.
Debbie Allen.
Yes.
Tell me the significance here.
But the person was
Educate
having a
me.
conversation about them and saying that they think that their mother was dead.
Because I know she was. What's the significance here? What's so special about this, Debbie
Person that
Allen?
I'm correcting them and telling them that she's still alive.
But what's so important about her?
So I'm just giving my opinion on she's still alive, so they can know it, so they can stop coming up with stuff that they don't know what they're
Who's
talking
saying
about.
that she died? Somebody else? William?
Yes, the person that you were talking to said she died.
And what's the point of her dying?
I'm letting him
Or
know
being
that
alive?
I'm letting him know that she's not dead.
But what's so
Only thing dead is
special
him.
about her?
She is dead.
Okay, Mason's not going to tell me. She does not want to educate me
I'm not,
on some history.
I'm not a
here.
hater. I'm not a hater.
It's
And
Men's
just
History
haters
Month,
are
Maze.
murderers.
Educate
And
us
that's all
on
you
some
think about
history.
It. Oh, let me tell you something, Nikki, that I was looking at. This
All
guy
right, go
got
ahead. Then we got to
this
go.
guy got a drone in D.C.
Uh-huh.
He's showing stuff that the news media is not showing.
Like?
And the last time I was there, that's the way it looked. There was nobody around. I mean, like people walking around just like normal before they came with the National Guards and all these people that come to harass people and doing all this arresting. That's the way it looked then when I was there. I'm glad people got drones and stuff that can show you something.
What are they showing? I don't know if you really said. I don't know if you really said what the drones were showing. What are they showing?
Just people walking around being normal like they normally do.
Oh, you're saying that there's drone footage coming out of D.C. showing people walking around normally like there's no crime?
Yes.
And help me understand. You're saying you saw you saw a clip of a drone flying over the city? And what it is?
Man, just like
how
when
about you
was a
send
man
that to me? I'd like to see
Let
it.
me explain this to you. When they were out there where you were, and you was a man on the street, and you were talking to normal people,
Yeah.
giving news that people didn't see. Not like Fox and...
And so what did this drone
and
show? It showed that there's no crime?
Excuse me?
What did this drone show? Was it showing that it was that Washington's actually safe?
No, not what I'm saying. When I saw it, it's when I was there, that's the same way it was, and they didn't have nobody on the street like they got now. And it's the same. It looks exactly... When I was there visiting, it looked that way. Before they send the crime and stuff and all of that.
And you got that from seeing this drone clip?
Yes, I got from seeing the drone.
What do you say to all the people in Washington? What do you say about all these people on social media coming out of Washington, filming themselves? And there's a whole bunch. Well, let me ask you the question. There's a whole bunch coming out saying, yes, there's a whole bunch of crime. Holy crap. There's a whole bunch coming out saying, wow, thank you so much, Trump. There's a whole bunch saying, what's going on? The streets are safe. I'm not smelling pot. I'm not seeing bums and stuff. There's a whole bunch of people, both angry and happy, but they're all filming it and showing it. You could look it up yourself. Of these people. Hold on. Of these people taking apart the homeless encampments. What do you say about all that? You deny all that, or what? I
denied it.
Have you not seen it, or what?
Bringing you, I said what the news media is bringing you every day is something that these people that's popping up, what you call a pop-up.
No, but I was asking you a little bit more specific. Did you see any of those, or what?
No, I ain't seen
those. You have not seen any of those? I suggest you check them out.
Why I want to check them out?
Well, because you said that you saw some drone footage, and you're saying, "Wow, this drone footage looks exactly like how when I went to visit DC."
So
you're concluding, you're making this conclusion. It's like it's basically the same. You know, these people are out there harassing. You're calling the National Guard and these people that they're bringing out to be safe. They're saying they're out there harassing and all that. So you've made this conclusion, and I'm telling you, well, Maze, would you like some more data here? I got a couple of interesting data points. Actual residents coming out, multiple of them, with videos saying, thank you, Trump. It's crazy out here. Why are people who don't live here telling us how it's not? Why are people? You got to see this one. This one in specific is very interesting. There's one in specific that's very interesting. Oh, I'm almost done. There's one. I'm almost done. I'm almost done.
Okay.
I'm almost done. There's one in specific that's very interesting. I think because I think it calls out Ohio specifically. It was just like, why are people in Ohio telling me, a resident in Washington D.C., that there's no crime in Washington D.C. So you might want to see those. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I saw that little video that they be putting, the videos y'all looking at. Those people are getting paid to come out to make money to tell you all and act like it's real.
All right, Maze.
The news people.
Hey,
they're not the people that walk around in the place.
You can bring them. You can. What did Yuri Bezmenov say?
Because I got better footage from
Yuri
you.
say? What did Yuri say? He's like, you can show them. You can show them. You can show them the effects of socialism, communism.
When you did the man on the street.
You can show them, and they will not believe it. They will not believe it.
Listen. When you went and did the man on the street and talked to the normal people, not the ones you pick and then you edit it out and show what you want to show, you did a better job than the news media did. So the same thing, I'm looking at D.C. and the same thing is happening. For those with the Band-Aids on their ear, they ain't going to see nothing but fear and coming up with it. And they ain't no rest of them. 100 people out of all those people that live over there, please. And some of them are being harassed. You don't see that footage, though, do you? And you don't see those people making videos coming to tell you they're being harassed. Do you, Nick?
That's what you say.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Stop letting people think for you and think for yourself.
Worry about Ohio. How about you worry about Ohio?
Well, I worry about the whole country.
That's the problem.
Because what goes on in Ohio go in every state.
We don't need you worrying about anything, Mace.
Look at that. Because I visit all these different states, so I have to worry about
Worry's a lie. Worry's a total lie.
What?
You can't trust worriers.
That's right,
Worrying is a lie, and you can't trust
these
worriers.
videos that
You can't
go
let
someone-
worriers run things. You can't let worriers be in charge of fixing something. You cannot let worriers. Do you agree or disagree with that?
Whatever. It's just like if you
Do you
doing
agree
a
with
better
that,
job.
Maze? Worriers, not warriors, but a worrier should not be in charge of things and should not be given the responsibility to fix something. Do you agree with that?
Really?
Yes,
well, that's
really.
what I'm looking at. What we got in charge.
No,
Now
but
it's
I'm
trying to-
asking you what you think. Do you agree with that statement?
No,
Why not?
because some people worry about things that need to be changed, and some want to mess up stuff, and the worriers don't worry about it. They'll be in trouble. Just let them get away with it.
Well, when have worriers ever fixed anything?
You tell
Worriers
me.
make things worse.
No, when
They
devils
worry.
devils don't fix things.
Maze, you didn't say you got anything. Last thing you got to say.
You worry, like if you had kids and when they were younger and they went out, you didn't worry. I mean, you can't say that, so you don't have any kids. But your mother didn't worry about you when you were going places.
All the time.
Okay, so did she fix it?
No,
Did she
she
take
made
you
everything worse.
The places you shouldn't be.
No, all mamas do this.
Worriers do.
Every single mama worries and makes things worse. Meanwhile, the dad is
It's
like,
fix things.
you gotta live life. You gotta live life and see.
You gotta
what's
live
up.
life. But she wasn't worried about you.
Of course she was. That's the
Well,
problem. She made everything worse.
So she fixed things. for
Every
what?
mother does that. They all worry and
That means you had to be in
weaken.
at a certain time of night, a day, or wherever.
Yes or
to
no,
be.
Maze? Does
So she was
dealing?
worried.
Yes or no, Maze? Does dealing with life head on make you stronger or weaker?
If I do what?
Does dealing with life head on make you stronger or weaker?
Dealing with reality makes me stronger.
And
Not
when
with-
when
not
mothers
with things.
worry about their children, do they want them to face reality or no?
Yes, they want them to face reality.
When they worry for them?
Yeah, they're gonna worry regardless. But they don't. And then again,
Thank you, Maze.
Mothers
Go ahead.
worry-
Last thing. Go ahead.
well, they still gonna worry about them
What a mess.
until they see them or talk to them.
I know. Time to
So
overcome,
worry is
mothers. Time to overcome and let them grow.
Haters, and evil people, they mess up things.
Worriers are haters. Worriers
Now, I
are
have a
evil
question
people.
for you now, Nick. I want you to be truthful. What do you think about what happened in that meeting yesterday
What meeting?
that Trump had?
With Putin?
No, not with Putin, the other guy.
What meeting? I didn't watch it, or I'm not
He had
familiar
in the
with
White
it.
House.
Oh, it was Zelensky?
Yes.
I didn't see it or anything.
Oh, well, you didn't say you can't comment on it.
I mean, no, I guess I can't. But was there something that happened in that meeting that you want me to comment on? I can't say much. I saw
After
the picture
you
of
look
him.
At it,
Yeah,
after you look at it and you come to your own conclusion about what happened in there.
Okay, then call me back.
Okay, you have a good one.
All right, Maze, take care.
I'm still smiling and laughing and having a good time.
Nice, Maze. We need you like that.
Have a good one.
Don't you change. Hell of a gal. Maze, call me again.
Mm-hmm.
888-775-3773. Where were we? Ill and uninformed. That's so true, Hank. Y'all are ill and uninformed. That's so funny. I mean, come on. May's kind of right on y'all. May's kind of got you all on the ropes. Y'all are kind of ill and uninformed. Y'all think you know. You're like, oh, I know what's going to happen tomorrow. Okay, 888-775-3773. We got Josh out of Georgia. How you doing, sir? You're on the air.
Hey, what's up, man?
All is well,
Yeah.
man. Go ahead.
All right, I was calling about that the trucking incident with the illegal alien, man.
Talk to
me. Yeah, you know, it seems like it's more of a like a trigger to they want people to hate these illegal aliens, and because you know if it was two guys in that truck, right?
I saw in the video. Like two guys.
So there was 2 illegal aliens.
I don't know details about the other guy.
We don't know that. Okay, we don't know that.
I don't know that. But yeah.
I mean, I've been in the trucking for 6 years now, and it's almost in certain parts of the country, the majority of the truckers are foreigners. So this isn't like any surprise.
Mm-hmm.
And it's more like, I don't know, if an illegal immigrant can come here and get a commercial license, you know, that means the country's gone, man.
Yeah.
The trucking industry is basically gone. It's really nothing to take seriously. You know, I'm sure stuff like this happens all the day. I mean, stuff like this happens all the time. And if he wasn't illegal, we would never have heard about this story.
Fair enough, man. I think you're onto something with that in terms of kind of breaking yourself free from any, emotional response, input, output, like Matrix here with the world. You know, there's people very aware of these narratives and competing narratives, and they know exactly when this headline would go off, and and it's clicks. You know, that's not to say that we're okay with illegal immigration. That's not to say we're okay with any of that. You know, and that's not to say that when these topics come up, you have to make it about hate or love. You know, it doesn't have to be about that. But, you know, you do bring up an interesting thing here. I mean, there's illegals everywhere. And then not even just illegals, there's foreigners everywhere. And these foreigners are probably, in many cases, very legal, very documented, here for multiple generations. It's well beyond that. And you bring up an interesting thing. And why, really, for me, it's the most these stories are interesting to me. It's because it's a sign of the decay. It's all it is for me. It's like, oh man, these Indians. It's like, really, it's just like, this is a sign that the country is not going to get better.
Yeah, man. Because it's a lot of Indians out here, and I don't. You know, it's a temptation to hate them. You know, like I can sense the truck stops now. Since that story came out, I could sense there's a little tension there.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, a little tension now, and it's like we don't know who is illegal. Because I look kind of like an Arab, you know.
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't know me.
Yeah, especially when you let the beard grow out.
Yeah, I got a beard just like the Sikhs.
There you go.
Just like
Yeah.
So you would, if you didn't know me, you know,
you're basically a more Berber. You got that more Berber Muslim.
Yeah, I look like Osama bin Laden. Osama bin Laden could be my brother, bro. We could literally. We the same complexion, and all I need to do is put on a turban.
Yeah. That's Josh from Georgia.
but you know, I think the main thing that's going to come from that story is people are going to be hateful and overreact towards the illegals, but they've been out here for years. You know, they've been out here, and you know, it's I don't know. The industry is in the garbage, and it ain't nothing to like overreact to, I'd say.
I thought about a little of that, in that it's like maybe in some ways you could be the internet and influencers and podcast shows, or can stretch this and be like, well, look, this is Indians and immigrants. You're almost giving a sobering thing here where, you know, not necessarily just that, but I think you can. I think honestly, personally, I think you can, you know, think about that, be aware of that, and then still use. It's still fine and justified to make it a commentary about the how different, how foreign, and how just these standards are just brought down. Mm-hmm. And it's not a hatred thing. And this is watching these things and watching the internet, watching the world go off. You might think, well, man, that's wrong, the hatred. But I don't feel responsible for any of that, because I know I'm not coming at it like that. It's not like that at all. You can't look at these people with hate. I mean, think about it. I mean, they might operate like this if you put them anywhere. I mean, can you really be mad at that? I mean,
yeah.
So it's not even about that, okay? It's a matter of just governance, and just proper governance, which is not happening.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So, yeah, and I know that they have a lot of like the unemployment office has like a lot of programs to help just like homeless people or low income poverty stricken type people, just to let them help them get their CDLs without paying. And you got a lot of I don't know, it's a mix.
Mm-hmm.
A mixed basket of like types of drivers at the truck stops out here, because it's, you got illegals, and then you got, ex-drug addicts trying to get their life together. I kind of may fall in that category. I got into trucking when I was kind of, young and wild. And there's a lot of ex-felons, a lot of ex-convicts that come in. So, but
in that industry,
yeah, because it's kind of related to the homeless. It's kind of like being a lot of ex-homeless guys get into trucking because trucking is kind of like, it's kind of related to like you're it's like camping. You're traveling long haul.
Nomad.
Yeah, the nomad lifestyle. So homeless guy, they usually can do it pretty well because they're used to.
Totally.
They're kind of used to it.
So that's an industry kind of like attracts that stuff. Why you say why? Why do you think that is? Because you're making it sound very similar to like kitchens. I've seen that a lot.
Right.
I worked at kitchens for many years, and it seemed like a lot of rough guys, a lot of rough guys, a lot of rough
right.
people.
It
is. That industry. And then like pretend rough girls, and then whatever. That's a different story. You were saying,
yeah, it's the same thing. That's just a trade. That's a different industry. The food industry is a trade, but the trucking industry is a trade, and the trade that's basically for men. It allows, so it's very controlled. There's a bunch of stupid OSHA regulations and stupid pointless safety stuff that, the government has to control it because they kind of don't want you to develop a work ethic. They kind of want to keep you, I think the government wants, they definitely want homeless people to stay homeless. That's why they do the drugs, but they don't want you to get, wholesomely work a job. Because I think that's the real secret, is that, working is a spiritual thing, that no matter what job you got, it can really give you a lot of freedom just from working a regular job, daily routine. It keeps you away from the drugs. So they...
freedom from sin, as opposed to like freedom to do anything you want.
Yeah.
Freedom for, yeah.
Right. Freedom is actually, like working a job seems like slavery to a lot of people, but it's actually freedom. And everybody wants to retire and do nothing, but doing nothing is actually slavery. Being homeless and having no job, and that's actually a slavery. So, yeah, I don't.
Totally, man.
He gets deeper. Yeah, he gets deep, but.
Yeah, rough people, but hey, what else was I going to say here? That's it, man.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say here, Josh?
I say, I guess the main point of it is that females run the trucking industry, and they run the DOT, they run the brokers.
What's that?
The brokers,
What's the DOT?
The Department of Transportation, the police, the and it's not nothing. It's not reliable or honorable or. I could understand. I could see that probably happens all the time. People take them illegal U-turns like that, and that one just happened to randomly kill them people, and The news
I can
got a
believe
big
that.
story out of it, so they're pushing it. But the bottom line is it's the industry is gone. I'd say.
Thank you for that. Yeah,
the country's gone, and the country's gone. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is in that way. It really is in that way. It's like that's a sign of it gone. You know, it's really here's what it is. I guess to crystallize more because it's not even like I'm not saying I'm cool with illegals, Indians, truck. That's not what I'm. Well, I don't think that's what you're saying, but I'll say that's not what I'm saying either. But there's something here that you're saying that I somewhat I saw too, and to crystallize it further, I think it's something like this. Put it like this. Because people are saying, oh, that if that I saw something like this person. Right, he's an illegal. If it wasn't here, wouldn't have killed somebody. But I think that's such a. It's such a very low bar. Like it's a very paltry description of what's really going on. Because here's the reality: that U-turn is done by whites, by all sorts of. Just kind of gathering some of what you're telling me here too.
Right.
This U-turn, these kinds of U-turns probably kill all sorts of people all the time. There's a way deeper issue than this guy shouldn't have been here to do that U-turn to kill that family. It's like, yeah, but it's like, let me tell you something. A whole bunch of people shouldn't be here doing that. The country is gone, right? The industry is gone. And it's more than like this U-turn here. It's like, and how many, and how willing to do that U-turn Indians are. But I got to say, that part does bother me because like I do know that a little bit. I'm familiar with the standards. The low standards of the foreigners and how easy it is to bend the rules. But hey, I think we crystallized that as best as we could, Josh. Appreciate your call, man.
Yeah. Okay, no problem. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Call me again. 888-775-3773. What else? What else can I say? The freaking truck drivers are doing illegal U-turns. Okay. But whatever. I keep seeing this get brought up. I know I brought it up some time ago. It came up again. What, JLP show, Hake Report. Mr. Beast making those wells. Hey, we're getting global. Hey, we're going around the world. Now we're going to Africa. And you've seen this, right? They building those wells, okay? And, right, it's amazing. Mr. Beast, who's very, very famous on YouTube, right? He's crazy famous and uses that money for good. Let me see if I can find it. Look, you've seen it, right? He's building these wells and they can have water, right? It's an important thing to have. And where was it? There was this interesting thing about population. Projected population. The African population is projected to surge to close to 4 billion by the end of the century. I mean, it sounds like they're doing fine. I'm sure you would wish maybe a higher quality of life. Like you maybe wouldn't trade places, many of you, right? But what's it called? Look, they got a whole bunch of them. Aid the hungry. The hungry and the... You get this image, right? I mean, how many years has this been? Growing up, watching, they'll throw on a commercial. When you're really young, it's like, what's going on in the world? There's hungry people? Eat your food or there's hungry people in Africa. They tell you. Finish your food. Don't you know there's hungry people in Africa? You're like, there's hungry people in Africa. Why don't they just eat something? You see the dogs in the eyes of an angel. It's like, okay, you're a kid. You're jaded over the years, but it's been like that constantly forever, right? People need help. They need help. You're like, man, there's a lot of hungry people. There's actually that's what you think, right? Oh man, there's a lot of hungry people. A more pertinent statement before you get there is there's a whole lot of freaking people. just basic, like just starting off. There's a lot of people in Africa, and it's like more than ever, and growing and growing. Destitute and hungry. There's just maybe too many people. And now that's starting to sound like, okay, what is this? People want to use the eugenic word here or something like that. I'm just making a mathematical, like logical statement. Okay, I don't wish anything upon anybody. But you got to wonder, this image you told, they're so hungry and tired and they need this and that. It doesn't sounds like they got enough. Sounds like they're making a whole bunch. It sounds like they are, what do they call it? Anabolic. That's not the word, obviously. That's in a single body. But they're obviously in a surplus, okay? They're in a surplus. They're in an abundance of something here. I mean, look, they can make more of themselves. There's something, when you see it like that, there's something quite evil then about just like ballooning this population, just like, let's build a well, more money, just shoveling like food and stuff and ballooning this population. We got to help them. We got to help them. And it's like this population just getting bigger and bigger. There's more and more. We got to help them. Give them more. Give them more. Now we're like sick. Birth rates collapse. They're telling you birth rates are collapsing. Birth rates are collapsing. This balloon is like overflowing. Like, yeah, let him in here. Let him in here. There's something insane about that. There's something very insane about that. So evil about that, right? Because it's like that kind of topic interests me a lot. When the collective psychosis of like a world, a population, a society, really the whole world. Some of the biggest like collective psychosis is thinking you're good, thinking you're loving, thinking you're helping. That's one of the like craziest, biggest collective hypnosis, psychosis that people go through. You got a whole world that's like, we are helping Africa. We are helping. We are being charitable. Anyways, population collapse. You hear about it. You hear about it. If any, on that's why it's important actually. Some of this stuff about, what can I say? Just really watching yourself, men overcoming, forgiving, getting over anger, showing women how to get over anger. Just pointing the right way. They gotta do the same thing, honestly. They gotta do the same thing. It's important because the population collapse is because men and women hate each other. Like, there's no... Yeah, I mean, there's the feminism and the history, and we've kind of been able to kind of put this down a little bit, maybe, on writing. What happened, right? The history. But it all goes back, right? It all goes back to there's an enmity, there's a hatred. And, all this yelling at each other, I think, that's not me saying, oh, you can't be honest, but all this yelling at each other. I gotta say, a lot of it's yelling, not truth. Facts, not truth. It's like, whoa, no wonder the birth rates are collapsing. I mean, what a wonder that is. So anyways, population booms. This just came to mind. You got to wonder, is the inverse true? What's going on here? So are the men and women in Africa, they really love each other? I'll tell you this, at least, right? Don't they at least say that in the third world countries? They at least make a show of this tradition of the man runs the home, the woman rears the children. They at least make a show of that, right? I say show because I've seen far too many passport bros, both anecdotally online and closer to me, who found themselves a foreign wife who's, really, she really wants the man to lead the home. And it was all very sly words, shoulder rubbing. Oh, of course, honey, you're the man. Very sly. He was not ready for that. He was not ready for a woman to say everything he wanted to hear. It was a strange thing for him. I'm thinking of a buddy. It was a strange thing in America. You know, by the way, ladies in America, it's an ancient thing. You know, you're wondering how I'm having so much trouble here. I'm not telling you to do this. It's better you just overcome this. But, you know, that was one thing that worked. You know, tell them something they like, you know. Not saying American women don't do that. I'm sure they're very well aware on how to do that. Look, where am I here? We're just messing around. Population booms. Let's get to some calls. How about that? Then we got some other things to get to. 888-775-3773. Got a bunch of things here, actually. Got a number of things here. I want to get to Robert, Kansas. How you doing, sir? You're on the air.
Hey, Nick. Thanks for the call, bro.
Thanks you for the call. You called me.
Hey, I really appreciate, like, all of our black like, you know, I'm not going to maybe reveal if I'm black or not, but I
That's
really
right.
appreciate all your callers that are black, that are trying to save the country. And, you know, black people, we might just need you to step up and, you know, you have that shield, right? You got that black armor where you can be like, you can't call me racist, you know? So I really appreciate your black callers that are really down and trying to save the country, because, you know, they got to live here too. And, yeah, man, it's just cool to hear. It's cool to hear blacks, you know, being so aware of how they've been played, just like the whites have been played, you know, and that they can see that, wow, you know, we're being put in this position. They're putting you in this position. None of it is actually true. Like, we all just want to work and provide for ourselves and our family. So it's just really cool. I love hearing Maze. I love hearing William. I love hearing Josh. And they're just such excellent people.
We love the callers. Yeah, I appreciate all the callers, man. And it's true. People have been listening to Jesse now for some time, and it turns out it's true. If you change, if something inside clicks, you know, and it changes everything, you know. The outside doesn't matter. You get it.
Well, I think the callers make the show, and you know, like I've listened to Maze for years, and of course we can all argue with Maze. At the same time, you can't fight that energy, man. Like, she is, she's there, and she's alive, and she's gonna, you know, she's gonna hold her ground, and I love that, man. I love that. That's even if we disagree, I love Maze.
She will not go quietly into the night.
Hey, I know you guys love Maze too. So
absolutely.
I know. Yeah, brother. So it's just, I really appreciate it. And
she loves us.
She loves, hey, I bet if I sat down with Maze and had a conversation, even though I'm an evil white, right? I'm sure that at some point she'd be like, you know, you're not that bad, Robert.
Hey, maybe you're not an evil white. Maybe you're black.
Well, listen, I'm only as evil as I am, Nick. And
what I'm saying is not a comment on the evilness, but maybe you're black. I'm saying.
Oh no, I'm black, dude. You should see how.
Never mind, Chad. He does disclose his race, and he is in fact black.
You should see how black I am, Nick. But anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hold on. You were talking about stuff. I wanted to comment on something else. All the stuff you were bringing up. Damn.
Africa, honor killings, population decline.
Africa. Hey, you know, Africa, bro, I was trying to I had a friend for like 5 minutes in the chat that I met. I guess, I don't know. I call him Robert Lee, but we were gonna. I had this plan, right? Because he was telling me about, stuff that he's been through, and I was like, dude, we can literally, like, if we went to the Congo, bro, and what we need is an alarm clock, right? We need some water pumps, some PVC pipe, and we could literally grow the entire jungle out, right? Like, we could be the kings of the Congo, me and you as white men, right? We have all the black. I was trying to get I'm trying to get Robert to get on board to, like, Tim with the black woman. Like, you have all the black women you want. And he just, I don't know. I think he thought it was a joke, I think. I'm like, no, dude, we can literally grow the freaking banana fields of the Congo. All we have to do is get Tyrone to wake up and flip on the water switch, and they will water all the fields, right? So you need an alarm clock. That's all you got to do. These blacks, I mean, you can help them, and you can use them as slaves, and they will work, and they will produce for themselves more than they had before, and they'll be happy. And so, it's...
And you're saying you and your buddy could go and do that?
Well, I was trying to get him to move to the Congo with me.
And why?
And
if you could, why haven't you? If you could actually do it,
why haven't
wouldn't you have already? If you could be the king of the Congo with as many brown women as you wanted, which I disavow, wouldn't you have already done it?
No, Zazin's into the brown women. Okay, I was trying to use that carnal desire in my favor to get him to, try and do something for the people. And it's just he was playing a game, I think.
Yeah, you're talking about society, two white men building society. Two white men going to Africa, build it. That's happened basically over the years, like a whole bunch.
Yeah.
Attempts, or some enduring, I believe. Others not. Maybe.
And I even told.
I'm not that familiar.
But Nick, I told Zaz, I'm like, bro, I'll leave you on the coast, bro. You can stay right on the coast. You don't even have to come. I'll go into the jungle. Okay, you stay here. I'll go in. We need to run this PVC.
2 white men dead in Africa.
Well, there you go. But it's probably because he's just smarter than me. Where he's just like, no, no, we're not doing that.
I think you're gonna need, you need a crew. It's honestly being serious.
Yeah.
That's more like the headline for that one is 2 white men die in Africa. Okay, you need a crew. You need guns. You need like materials. You need you need how to feed all these people. This is an operation, sir. The white men you're talking about, just the operation they enacted, they put forth is just. This is as much fun as we're having a fantasy, sir. Okay, you need a team. You need guns. You need a ship. You need what I'm talking about. This is an operation, sir. Yeah. And that's that's how those white men did that.
And it's probably that just Zazin's a little older than me, and he probably is a little smarter than me. And so he was just like, boy, that's a fancy idea you have, but it is the Congo. So it's like, yeah, I know, man. That's what I'm saying. The Congo. Like, if we grew bananas, you understand? Like, we had enough bananas, bro. Anyway, but yeah.
Well, I don't know much about the Congo, Robert, but anyways.
All right, Nick. Well, you probably got some more callers. And, hey, Mays, Josh, William. Hey, listen, blacks, you might have to save us, blacks.
Oh, okay? Yeah, I was going to say, I was going to say on that, you said, they have this racism shield or something. But when I talk to William personally or others, I don't get this impression that they even think about that. They feel that they feel protected in any way. And all I'm saying is, I bet you could have the same shield if you just didn't think about it. I know it's maybe right when you're a white guy because you're like thinking about it because it's like you're a white guy. So you can understand that, but it's also not rational and doesn't make sense because I just don't get that impression from Josh, William. I get the impression they do not think about that at all. So, logically speaking, ergo, the technique is available to you as well. The trick is don't think about that. Possibly. Right? It's like, okay, this racism doesn't exist. I don't care. I'm not going to care. Right?
No, I think William is officially white at this point. I mean, you never talk like that unless you are white. Now, maybe he was born black, but he's white now.
Washed white as snow.
No, Josh is
the blood of the lamb.
Josh is the type of black guy you would want to run across, right? Just a real, just like you want to run across the right white man, you want to run across the right black man. And Josh is, you can hear it in his voice. He just, he's a truck driver and he would stop and help you if you needed it, I'm sure. So.
Thanks for your call, Robert.
Well, thank you, Nick. Have a good day, and appreciate all the callers, and you guys make the show. I really enjoy listening, so thank you. Bye-bye.
Call me again. Bye. Oops. Oopsies. Okay, so what else can we do here? What else? How about we do this? Then I'm going to get right back to my calls. I think Nugget Man was saying something earlier, right? What's Nick? Serious question. He asked American Anchor Baby something along the lines of a serious question. What's up with something like the younger generations not wanting to work? Totally missing this, desire to work. Maybe a toughness. I don't know exactly how you put it, Nugget Man. There's something about this video that. Let's see if I can remember exactly. Let's watch it together. A young man sets up his camera in his car after a grueling 9-hour shift. Can you relate? Do you have any words of wisdom for the young man? Let's watch it together. 9 hours in construction. The young man has plans for himself. He wants to be strong, work out in the gym, but all of this requires a time commitment that is made impossible by having to work. What's going on?
I just worked like a 9-hour construction shift, and I physically can't go to the fucking gym. I'm dead, and it messes up my whole split. And I'm so scared. What if that's what life turns into? There's no way that. You know what I mean? That all of a sudden, because I work, it takes over everything that I love to do. And obviously I care about my physique. I am a fitness person. And it's just scary because obviously I love working too. I need that job, but I don't want to be mediocre. I never wanted to be, but it's just scary that I can't, I literally can't. I'm fucking dead from that shift. I don't know. Life after high school is fucking scary to think that this is what it could be. I just worked.
Life after high school. Scary stuff. Let me just write something down, sorry. What are you thinking, Nugget Man? Is this up your alley? Is this what you were talking about? Is this the kind of young man you were thinking of? Huh? Gym is overrated. Oh, welcome to the real world. Love to work. 9 hours. Okay, you guys give them some tough love. Okay, these are fellas. Okay, ladies, you may not. Welcome to these are the fellas in the chat. Okay, maybe you'd wish. Maybe you'd want more understanding and love and all that. Maybe there's a point there, but look, you're judging. This is fine. My chat is telling them to stay strong. Some a little bit different, right? They say quit crying, beta. There's something interesting about that. I've seen this And not just like in this particular generation, although maybe I can say that when I think about it. Seeing younger people and what they complain about, maybe I can say that. But I'm not even thinking about that too strong. I'm just saying that I've encountered this. I have felt this myself. I've seen this described by older people. This is, in fact, a very common thing. It's not unique at all. This is very recognizable when you realize and what this young man is going through, in a sense. It's quite recognizable. And he's made, like, a terrible mistake. It's crazy to see it because the terrible mistake is so it's so not real, and yet it's going to end up skewing a whole life down a way that it maybe didn't need to go down. A weird wrinkle, a strange little wrinkle, and that wrinkle was like a mere thought. Look, he's saying, I just can't. I just got off 9-hour work, and I just can't. He says that multiple times in the video. What do you think happened right before this? Obviously, he got off the shift, and he's getting in his car, and he's all feeling this way. And he thought, man, today's legs, or today's, I don't know what split he's on. He's trying to work out. He said he's on a split. I have to imagine, he seems young, so I bet you he's on, like, I don't know. He says, I care about my physique. Post physique, bro. I can't really tell, but considering his age, maybe beginner to intermediate. So probably on some like intense split, right? Where you probably don't need to be. Straight up. Concerning how the body works and how it's just as much rest, if not more, with as hard as you work out. A little bit of patience, goes a long way here. Slower you go, the faster you get there. Kind of mentality with this. So you have to imagine he's doing some crazy split, right? Monday, right? 3 days a week, maybe even 5. And he's doing a split where it's like, I can't do legs today. I'm tired. And then, and then tomorrow I got to do back. Like, that's what he was thinking. He's thinking that, right? He's thinking that, and again in his car. And he's like, I just can't. You know how unnatural it is to like put up a camera and speak to it and like vent? You're in an emotional state, right? And that's just a big mistake, because you're concluding things about a life, a whole life, from these little emotional wrinkles. And you got to understand how deep that can go, how deep that hooks into your mind when you say things like, I just can't. Like, that doesn't even make any sense. There is no you can or you can't. That doesn't even exist, right? You're just making a claim of something that's not true. He's saying, I physically can. It's like, that's not true. You physically can. Like, you physically can. Like, you're not missing legs, right? You're not broken down. And he's got this thing in his mind. He's like, I got this split. I got to do it like this. Who says? Who says it's got to be that way? It's a lifestyle, okay? You just work it in when you can and be patient. You just have to be, because you can't. You don't have any other option. The mistake here was totally in his mind, and I noticed a lot of people kind of going through that. All of this was made up. All of this was made up, and I can see where it started. Can you? It was just a series of thoughts. He cared far too much about this split and about him working out this way. And and now this thing he cared about so much is affected, and you're in an emotional state. That's what everybody's doing. You're tumbling. You're tumbling and just grasping for thoughts and ideas to just add to yourself to make yourself feel better. But now you're a strange Frankenstein person. When you could have just, worked your job and kind of let things work out, Neither this or that is too important. But if only, I guess you could see, right, from a vantage. You just don't have that, right? Isn't that something pretty much everybody would say that to themselves if they could meet their younger self? Calm down, right? Like, I can see a vantage here. The things you care about are not important. Caring about being mediocre. You're going to be mediocre. not the not mediocre people, you don't even know what that is, but you're thinking about it. It's like they don't think like this, right? So, anyways, a lot of people scared, right? Scared about life. You're scared about, not having what you want, not being what you think you want to be. It's all strange. It's not real, right? If anything should be sobering inside, it's not real. It's not real. That should be a sobering moment. Like, I don't want to be mediocre. It's like, but the reality is, you don't know what you're talking about. Who's mediocre right now? Like, compared to what? Like, it's just not real. So anyways, high school's scary. Life after high school's scary. What are y'all saying here? Let me pull it all up. Why'd I close it all? What are you guys saying here? Plus, aren't you getting a little deezed from the 9 hours of construction? You gotta eat better, man. Eat big. Sleep a lot. Sleep like a baby. Eat like a horse. Grow like a weed. Let's get to John Houston. How you doing? Houston, Texas, on the air.
What's up, man? Hey, been a great show so far. Love that bit, that scenario with the bubbling up, the ballooning the society. That's why I called.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah. Thanks for calling, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, that kid, well, he's a young man. He's a man. He's a male with a construction gig. You know what? If he was listening right now, I would suggest a personal trainer. I have a personal trainer. Anyway.
And you're saying how would that help?
Time management. And also, like, they would it's always great to have a personal trainer because they can, like, they know about how your core works and where your knees are stable or if your knees are unstable, because you know how you get an injury is like an awkward screw up or an awkward fall. But
if he's complaining about this 9 hours, he can't get anything done. He's afraid and full of fear about being mediocre because he can't, follow the plan to not be mediocre in his head. Him getting a trainer, I mean, I feel like you just do all the same thing, but with a trainer. You'll have a trainer be like, now I don't have enough time for the trainer.
Well, that's why you have
you got to overcome that can't do mentality, which is straight from the devil. That's always saying you can't. And
you have a friend to talk to instead of the phone. Instead of talking to the phone, he would have no time for talking to the phone. He would be talking to the personal trainer.
Fair enough. Go ahead, Z.
Then I'm always falling in this trap, okay, where I give money to, like, just a little bit, but I do it more. I have a compulsion to do it, and I'm just watching it and observing it, my charitable deeds, and I was learning more about India, right? Because that's where I focus. Because they have really formed babies, and there's just like these situations where you feel so bad because there's like, and then where there's children starving and you feel bad about that, but have you seen this movie called Grave of the Fireflies? Because I don't want to really talk too much about how sad I feel about it. To be honest,
And when you say sad, you're talking about the children and the deformed babies. Is that what you're talking about?
About the whole situation of this is life on earth and you need Jesus Christ, but these people don't know that. And I'm not gonna go out there and, like lead a crusade to change people or anything, and I can't change anything. Not by myself.
And so you feel bad for the malformed babies in India, and you feel bad about other things like that.
Well, there's also that, like, no, I don't feel bad. I lied.
So which is it?
I just want to give because I want to get some kind of
And would you want to give to those malformed babies and and those children and all that?
Well, I would, but like, you don't know where it all goes, and there's like sometimes it gets like siphoned off by the terrorists in that area,
totally.
Or I want to say the insecure like population.
Corruption. Okay, so ignoring corruption, let's assume that that it's going to the charity, and let's assume that for a moment. You would want to give to the deformed babies and the children that you mentioned.
Well, sometimes it goes to their parents too. So we're going to count the parents in as the corruption.
And you'd want to give them money, right? Let's just assume there's no corruption. Assuming no corruption, assuming kind of a perfect situation there, you'd want to give money.
I don't want to ignore the reality and just like, not reality, but I don't want to ignore that that's happening. I want to, like, because I can easily just spend money easily. I have a problem with that.
And as part of this wanting to acknowledgement, would it take the form of giving them money and all that? And like, being charitable?
No, I mean, honestly, okay. Like, I'm just saying, I'm just trying to, like, talk to you about my spending problem.
Right, I want to get to that. But first I want to understand, because you're saying, right, I was asking you, like, because you're describing these people who need help. And you described feeling bad for them and asked you, so I wanted to get that straight. And then you told me, no, I don't feel bad for them, but I do want to give them money. And so I'm not looking for a right or wrong answer here. I'm not testing you. I just want to understand that. So you told me you want to give them money, and I want to know why. Because maybe there's a good reason to give them money. I just want to know your reason. And then you're telling me you would just want to acknowledge them, maybe not necessarily give them money. Help me understand what you're saying here. Because I'm not looking for a right or wrong answer. I just want to know why you'd want to give them money. Even if it's an obvious basic answer, I just want to hear you say it.
Okay, so I have some answers for that. Even though, like, it's probably not, like... Okay, so I have some answers for that. I mean, one, it's like the salt of the earth. You preserve... You kind of are preserving a life. You don't really know that, though, but that's the idea, that you are preserving life, right?
Totally, I got you. That's a good answer. So yeah, you're preserving life. You're doing like is it fair to say you're doing like a good deed here to preserve life? And why should that life be preserved?
Well, I wouldn't say it's good or bad.
Fair enough. Let's leave that out of it. Why should that life be preserved?
Because, yeah, I mean, because it's on my phone. It's on my phone. I'm looking at it, and I'm scrolling on my phone right?
And you want to preserve it.
Is that right?
You feel it's the right thing to do. Why? Why do you want to preserve that life?
Because there might be there's someone that is watching me at all times. It's God, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's always watching me.
And you think he wants you to preserve that life?
Yes.
And so, why? Help me understand how you're responsible for preserving that life when it doesn't seem like anybody around that life you're looking at is preserving that life. It doesn't look like that life is preserving itself. And it doesn't even look like God is trying to preserve that life. Help me understand why you feel responsible for preserving that life.
Well, see, I kind of been switching to animals now. Okay.
You're laughing a bit. Why?
Animals, because animals are. No, I'm not laughing. I'm being like facetious a little bit.
Help me understand.
Because you're right, there's no preserving it from my end. I mean, I might as well be ballooning like a population, and there's like reasons that stuff is happening.
Yeah, exactly.
And but no, now I switched to animals. So what do you think about that? Just not to be not to be facetious.
No, it's fine. So you're realizing, okay, actually we're ballooning this pot. I'm thinking of being charitable. These people's lives should be preserved, but actually there's reasons why that's happening. So maybe you're keeping something wrong going on. Is that fair to summarize kind of your realization there?
Yeah.
And now you want to switch to the
learned.
animals. You're saying, okay,
Yes.
well, the animals should be preserved. Help me understand that one. How do you figure?
That one is less like, that one is because that's just so I can feel like we're a bit more responsible. I mean, that's no shame at all, but I just want to feel a little bit more responsible.
So it's for you.
Yes.
It's about making yourself feel a certain way, believing in whatever story or narrative. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. I mean,
You really see it that way?
Silent prayer. I do the silent prayer. Okay, I do it, and it sucks doing it. It sucks.
Why do you mean? Why do you say that?
Because when I'm sitting there, it's just sometimes I'm like kind of paranoid that I'm forgetting. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
describe it more. Maybe others need to hear this.
Right, like I'm just being like I'm sitting there, and sometimes it's just like I'm beating myself up, and then that'll just disappear, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm wondering, like, what was the cause of this? And, I just, like, I'm paranoid. I'm like, what was the cause of me, like, I just suddenly lost train of thought.
Mm-hmm.
And my train of thought, it wasn't, like, I wasn't, like, beating myself up, like, oh, you're stupid. But it was a train of thought of, like, this low energy trying to be,
mm-hmm.
Pick it up, pick up the ball. Type of like accountability or responsibility that, I mean, I don't know exactly what it takes. Well, I mean, I just have been observing this for a long time, and I'm tired of it, and that's why I'm doing the silent prayer.
Yeah.
It's like a low energy.
And how would you describe it? Yeah, you described it a little. Yeah, you're saying it's like, right, low energy. It makes you feel like you need to do something. It makes you feel like you gotta handle something. So you've described that so far. I mean,
and then
what does that sound like? That sounds crazy, doesn't it? Doesn't that sound like insanity?
It just sounds like laziness.
I think personally, it sounds like the insanity of the mind to me. That's honestly what it sounds like, and it sounds like you're describing something I'm familiar with, and I think a lot of people in the chat are familiar with. All I'm trying to say, because of time, I'll summarize, is it sounds like actually it is. It sounds like it's working. It sounds like It sounds like the right track. It's just kind of a personal perspective problem here, where it's like, but this shouldn't be happening. I don't know if you're saying that, but I shouldn't be feeling or thinking these things. You know, I'm praying and all this, and the silent prayer sucks because when I'm praying, it's like all this insanity comes up. But I gotta say, man, that means it's working, because the mind is insane. If you notice, the mind is insane, and so the fact that you're the point of the silent prayer, the point of all this is to see that, is to be able to see that. Now, consider the prospect that you're undertaking here. To see the insane mind, it might freak you out. And that's why we have to maintain calm. That's why we have to be totally still, because we're asking to see this terrible thing inside of us. And if you're not ready, right? If you're not like kind of grounded a bit, kind of like, bracing yourself a bit here, it's going to shock you, right? So don't freak out. Don't get shocked. You're seeing the insane mind, and the mind is insane. And guess what? Insanity is insane, and there ain't no pretty way to describe it. Does that make sense?
Right. It's like I watch too many horror movies, right?
Right.
That's but we do it to ourselves when we watch horror movies. Like, what? We just enjoy doing that to ourselves. Anyway, I don't
the
have
point is not
anything wrong
identifying
with
with it, right? The point is like it truly is an insane mind. It's not you.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna probably watch a lot of horror movies this week.
Let me know any good
ones. I've been watching a lot
ones.
of Indian movies. Been watching a lot of Indian movies.
Yeah, Om Shanti Om, Dave does. These are the staple Bollywood movies.
Athardu. I was watching this movie, but I thought it was a good movie, but when the second time around, it was like, wait, this is kind of like your cousin that you're kind of like, the love interest is like, that's your cousin, right? Wait.
In the
Why
movie,
didn't
I don't
notice
know.
this
I'm not familiar with
the
a
first
Bollywood
time?
movie with a cousin love in it, but there might be, man. I got to go because of time, John.
All right.
I appreciate your call, man. Can you call me again?
Yeah. Bye.
Take care, John. All right, folks. We got to go. That's it from me. I hope you enjoyed the show. Sorry, callers. I wanted to get to you. I was trying to get to all my callers. Call me tomorrow. That's it for me, folks, for real. Let me just check these coffee super chats and all that. Make sure we're not missing anything here. Thank you so much, all my supporters. You guys are the best. Amazing. Appreciate all the support. Hey, Rumble. Shout out to rumble.com/American Anchor Baby. Lovely supporters. All the coffees. And that's it from me, for real. Take care. More American Anchor Baby tomorrow. But I must go for real now. Okay? Take care. Peace. See you tomorrow.
The views, information, thoughts, and opinions expressed during this show are the individual's own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of the JLP Network or Bond. Their appearance on the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. The material and information presented here is for general information purposes only. The JLP Network and Bond name and all forms and abbreviations are the property of its owner, and its use does not imply endorsement of or opposition to any specific organization, product, or service.